Y'all already know what that sound is. Let's get locked in. Oh, move that quick. Make sure we position. Let's get to it. Hey, let's go. Back again on this holiday Monday. What a show we have for you today. World Cup qualifying locks. Let's go. Let's get to it. Now, before we get into it, I want to make sure y'all liking, subscribing, hit that notification button on YouTube so you know when we dropping all our videos for all the locks. Hitting at a 63%. That percentile. Push it to the top, I'm telling you. So, today we got World Cup qualifying locks, Monday Night Football locks, and ended the show yesterday and ended the weekend. Red Sox walking it off in what, the 14th inning? 13th, 14th inning? Bruh, shout out Vasquez. Coming in, didn't start the game, but that was a shock to the Monster Seeds. I might have to go to the game tonight, watch them clinch the series, ALDS. There's no way they don't win that game tonight. So before we get into anything, I want to make sure y'all with Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound tonight. The left-handed pitcher, that boy throw some breaking balls in there, some sliders. That boy's two-seamer does some shifty business. So I'm almost guaranteeing Red Sox gonna clinch tonight. And shout out to Bills, the old Billy Goats out there turning up at Arrowhead Stadium, going on the road, beating, and not only beating, dominating the Chiefs on the road in their home stadium. Josh Allen played out of his mind yesterday. We sent out a couple picks at the end. One of our prop bets, bro, Devin Singletary, come on. Ended the day with 25 rushing yards on 6 rushes. Now, maybe I should have seen it because it was going to be a shootout. But they went and they basically rushed and ran and called plays like the Ravens did, right? Basically, quarterback sneaks, all that. And it's crazy. Josh Allen's that big body. Will break at least 1 or 2 tackles. We seen yesterday he's out there hurdling motherfuckers. Out there getting to it. So, that's a team where you never know. Any given Sunday, right? That shit's crazy. On the road. Shout out High Stakes Takes. And shout out Branko. That boy. Yesterday on picks, he didn't pick the 8 o'clock game, which he might have went Chiefs. So he's lucky. But the only loss he had yesterday, picking against the spread, was that Carolina -3. And I tried to tell him. I was like, we said on the pod yesterday, Eagles would probably win that game. I mean, I didn't know that they were going to go out there and throw fucking 3 picks. Sam Darnold. Bro, what type of second half was that? Absolutely horrible performance in that second half. How do you lose? You're going in the half 15-3. And you fucking lose the game to Jalen Hurts, who didn't have a passing touchdown. Pulled out the Cam, mad disrespectful. Now that boy, you couldn't even get the starting job. Well, you did get the starting job, and you had to dip Alabama. Because you seen Mac Jones behind you. You seen Tua taking over. We ain't never going to forget that, for sure. The Cam celebration in Carolina, bruh, fuck out of here. That's that bullshit. That ass. Even though, oh yeah, you watched him growing up. No. That's just disrespectful, especially after the shit that happened to Cam. Fuck all that. So, let's get into the locks tonight. Now, we got some soccer locks, World Cup qualifiers. First one starts at 9 o'clock, so maybe the lineups drop in the middle of the show. We could give you a little live look at the lineups. But those World Cup qualifiers over in Europe, it's going to be a spicy one today. So, first lock of the day, we got Mozambique versus Cameroon. Now, Cameroon, I was thinking, and I just to make sure, because you know how these days you make a little wrong comment. I was saying you trying to get canceled, so let me make sure. But I think Francis Ngannou, bro, imagine if he was playing striker. for Cameroon. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Oh, Cameroonian mixed martial artist. Oh, no. Thought he was gonna say he's mixed with something else. But bruh, imagine that man. 6'4". Oh my god. Bruh. Imagine that boy. Look at that. That's an ill picture too. Whoever got there on the lens, bruh. Imagine him as striker. That'd be fucking hectic. But we got Cameroon today taking on Mozambique. Now in their last meeting, Cameroon had just won 3-1. Now they're traveling on the road. If you look at their last meetings, Cameroon has won each game by at least 2 goals. So if you look at the odds for this, I have Cameroon, which last time I wrote it down was minus 250. That probably changed. So go look at that quick. See, minus 286 now. Handicap bet by 1.5. I like that. They have a good lineup, but they have to make sure, and which always could be a little sketchy going into the second. Say they go on international break. They usually play 3 games. The second game in between, they usually don't play as many starters as they did in the first one. So you always have to go and make sure when the lineups drop, they have those starters, or at least the most notable, like Belgium yesterday. No De Bruyne. We still rocked with them. Thought they were gonna cover a half, but after you give up a penalty, have so many chances that coulda went in and don't finish. Because sometimes you can see that's what happens. They try to bring De Ketelaere in, try to bring De Bruyne in with like 20 minutes to go. De Ketelaere, he ended up scoring, which hit the over, I think 2.5. Because on the live show yesterday, bruh, RI Sportsbook, straight garbage. So, worked out in our favor because we were going to go with the Jets, which we ended up taking them 16.5 live at halftime. But we were also going to go Belgium plus a half. I seen them go down 1-0. I'm like, maybe. Sportsbook still wasn't fucking working. I was like, as soon as they scored the second goal, I was like, there's at least one more goal in this game. Ended up hitting. Shout out the kid. Ended the weekend with 9 hitters. 9 hitters? Let's go. Let's keep it up. Now, Cameroon. They got Kambi, who plays for Lyon. Choupo-Moting, who I'm pretty sure he's over there with Bayern Munich. Comes off the bench here and there and actually scores too. Who isn't going to score as striker when you're playing for Bayern Munich, but to actually finish, solid. And Guisa, hell of a player. Defense, I don't really know too much about those folks, but hell of a attacking midfield combo. You always need those players in midfield and a striker. And when you got Akambi, even Abu Bakr. Oh, I think I fucked it up. Abu Bakr. See, that's what it was. He played for Porto before. I remember him scoring. When Porto played versus Liverpool, I think in the 4-3 game, bro, he ended up scoring, and he was always a problem. Big dude out there. So, I'm thinking, in this game, even though Cameroon is on the road, they finished last game, scored 3 goals, 13 shots, only 5 on target, which was the same as Mozambique. But in the second game, the same thing that goes for Mozambique. They're still not going to start everybody that they started in the first game. So, a little bit of a tactics change. Never really know what could happen. But I'm going with Mozambique to lose at home and Cameroon getting the big victory by at least 2 goals. And that's especially because looking at their 3 all-time meetings, Cameroon, doesn't matter if they go on the road. That's why I'm going to stay away from the over-under, because I do see they only won 2-0. And that was probably something with like a late goal. They scored in the first, scored the last goal in the 73rd minute. So scoring in the first half, probably going to happen. Granted, they missed the penalty, but I think Cameroon, they've been playing out of their mind lately. So lock in Cameroon -1.5, and lock in Cameroon. I'm gonna take a money line too, like we did with France yesterday. Let's get to it. Lock them in, money line. Hit 2 buttons at once. Shout out a little applause there. So the next game we got in the African World Cup qualifiers, we got Ivory Coast, which we just hit on Friday. Ivory Coast taking on Malawi. Now, Ivory Coast, when we first put them down, they were -450. Now, if we go over here and look at this. Look at this here. So, what? Dropped to -334. That's kind of crazy. Over under, probably not going to hit. Ivory Coast just won on the road. 3-0. So for them not to get this victory, I think that's kind of crazy. Them being favored by 1.5, I'd probably stay away from that one. If we look more into their meeting, it was only 1-0 until the 85th, and then they ended up scoring 2 goals after that. So I'm thinking with Gervinho and Boga both coming off the bench, only playing around 19, 18 minutes, Boga should get the start. Boga's a solid young player. I think he plays for Sassuolo. Ripped it. He's a beast. Absolute beast. Pacey player. So he'll probably get the start in this one. And looking at the stats, it was a pretty even game. Malawi even held 54% of possession, same amount of shots, and even had 1 more on net with 5. So Ivory Coast didn't play their best game. They're missing Sebastian Haller, missing Wilfried Zaha. So Kouame, still a solid player. Senagre, still a solid player. Boli, Serge Aurier, all solid players. And Frank Kessie, he might not get the start in this one. He picked up a yellow card. You seen it with AC Milan during Champions League qualifiers. Blew the game for them after picking up that second yellow card. So he might not get the start in this one. I don't know if they'll cover. So I'm probably going to stay away from that. -1.5. But with the over-under at 2.5, maybe Malawi gets a goal. Maybe Ivory Coast scores 2. I might send that late, but I think the over at +120 odds. I've seen a lot of the plus odds with the overs hitting. So keep an eye on that. And even though Ivory Coast dropped a little bit, decent amount from -450 to -334, I'm going to still rock with them. Take a money line, -334. Lock it in. Let's go. Let's have a day, son. Let's get into the World Cup qualifiers over in Europe, where we got Belarus at home, taking on none other than the Czech Republic. Now, neutral stadium, neutral location, central stadium, whatever they want to call it. If you look at Belarus losing, 5 in a row, only have 1 win. We'll actually look further into that. Only have 1 win, and that was against Estonia back in March. Now, that was a home game, but they lost their last 2 by 1 goal at home, or their last 3, but losing to Azerbaijan. Pretty sure that's how you say it. See that, bruh. Them names, they'll come out of nowhere, hit you with that right hook. That ass. But Czech Republic, if they're starting Patrick Schick up front, they just drew 2-2 versus Wales. But if you look at the stats, let up 4 more shots, 2 more shots on goal, but holding about 50-50%. And if they can maintain that percentage, which I think they will, even though they're going on the road versus Belarus. Bruh, some reason, their team not really playing like they should. I mean, Wales, a decent squad, but when you got Patrick Schick up front, Souček in the middle, even Král, he's a solid player. I'm pretty sure people are actually trying to. Yeah, he made that move to West Ham. Sneaky move. So, oh, I was about to say, he just on the bench, hasn't really played much for them, but he's a solid player. Only 23 years old in that midfield. So, Czech Republic, see if they got any folks on the bench, maybe come in, do some things. Vidra, really the only notable that jumps off the page. So, Czech Republic going on the road. I'm going to stay away from them. Look at the live odds. They were minus 450. That might have changed, even though they're playing Belarus. And did it change? Still minus 450. Games at 245 might shift a little bit. But them being favored by a goal and a half on the road, I think that's a little sketchy. So I'm going to stay away from that one. You got Czech Republic, minus 450. I think that's a guaranteed lock. So we're taking them for our first lock at the 245 slate. Let's go. So, Croatia at home versus Slovakia. Now, Croatia's team, filthy. And Slovakia, couple sneaky players, but not too much you have to worry about. They just lost to Russia, and that was because of an own goal. They have Skriniar, which hell of a defender for Inter. Hamsik, pretty. See, I was gonna say washed up, but he's like the latter half of his career. And Duda, he's decent, but if you look at them versus Russia, 26 shots on net. This game versus Croatia is gonna be crazy, back and forth. And Slovakia, see how they've been doing in the standings. 2 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Only 6 goals let up, and that's probably because they're locked in. Skriniar, one of the best center backs in the world. But they're facing Croatia, who have only given up 1 goal so far. They lock in defensively. If you look at that lineup where they beat Cyprus, 3-0 on the road. So, Kramaric, Modric, Kovacic, Perisic. Are you kidding me? Perisic too. Vlasic, who just made that move also to West Ham. Doesn't really get much. He'll start in like, as you can see, he'll start in like Europa League. But it's one of those things where, I don't know, players like that, they'll make moves to big clubs, sometimes never really pan out. I think he could actually start in that lineup. But if making a move from CSKA Moscow, that's a huge jump over to the Premier League. So, nasty young player. I think he'll pan out for them. And starting for Croatia, that's not an easy team to get into. They got Brozovic, Vardia, another solid player who just made a big move. To Red Bull Leipzig. He's a beast. Only 19 years old, pacey, plays on the left side. Absolute monster. And off the bench, Brialko, Pasalic. They got options. And Gerbic, he's even a decent goalie, but see, over there for Lille, playing in every match for Lille. So, 25 years old, that's who they made their move for after they got rid of, well, not really got rid of, but made the transfer, sent Manigan on his way. Also one of the best goalies in the world. But in this game, we got Croatia at home versus Slovakia. I think that's a big key, especially to this matchup. Croatia has won 4 out of their last 5. Their only draw was on the road, so I think that plays in perfectly. And with Slovakia playing such an attacking style of play in their last game, I'm thinking versus Croatia, it's going to be perfect for the counterattack. And if we look at the over-under right now, see what that's sitting at. It was at 2.5, being a minus 110 favorite or slight underdog. It's really even. Whenever I look at minus 110, is always going to be the favorite. And if we look at their game, see, they have these shit so out of whack. From minus 275 to minus 286, that's some decent money coming in on them. And with the total goals, now at plus 100, I think this is guaranteed, depending on how they switch up their lineup. And that's a key factor to everyone playing their second game, part of the Europa League and the European World Cup qualifiers. So, Croatia, do they cover the 1.5? Probably not. They're at home, so they definitely could. But we're going to lock in Croatia on the money line, minus 286, and lock in the over 2.5, which is now dropped to plus 100. Lock it in. Let's go. Send it. Send it. Can't wait for these games today. Shit's hella lit. Been a crazy weekend. That fight was wild. I don't even know how we up doing this right now, but get the locks in for the kids. Let's get it. The last World Cup qualifying lock we got. North Macedonia at home versus Germany. Now, Germany is a crazy favorite. Minus 667. After just playing like shit. It's a sketchy one. They did come back to beat Romania, but playing at home, losing 1-0 at half, that's absolutely insane. We'll check out the lineup they put out for that game. Timo Werner up front, Marco Reus, Gnabry, Leroy Sané, absolute animal, Goretzka, and Kimmich in the middle. But the biggest Kerr, Rudiger, like Sule, he's solid. But then you put Hoffman at right back. That's their biggest fault right there. Maybe you put Ginter in there. Ginter's solid. Maybe even, see, Klosterman, he came in. What minute did he? Oh, it was pretty late. Came in the 85th. He'll probably get to start this game. Klosterman's a beast. And let up a goal to Hagi. 9 minutes in. That's crazy. But dominated shots, 21-9. Had 7 on target. Held 72% of possession. So really dominated the game. Just probably let up a squeak first goal. But in this game, on the road versus North Macedonia. Macedonia hasn't been playing bad. They're actually second in Group J. In a group where they should finish in that spot. They have 15 goals. You only have to worry about Armenia, Romania, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. Not really the best quality of teams. So North Macedonia, they're probably deserving of that second spot. But same record as Armenia. But they have 7 more goals, have let up 4 less. Only 6 goals let up so far. That's pretty solid. But I'm thinking Germany's going to want to come out. They have 19 goals so far, only 3 given up. But one of those was given up in their last game. So we got to check out the defensive lineup. And that goes for all games. This shit's crazy. Because Macedonia, that's a huge 4-0 win. Put 2 up against Iceland on the road. But last 2 home games, 0-0 draw versus Armenia and Romania. Lost to Netherlands at home, 3-0. That was in the Euros, so that was not too far. Not too long ago, but I'm thinking this game, motherfucker. Bruh, sometimes that shit's crazy. Yo, you get a random mosquito, just start biting your foot. That shit. So, I'm thinking in this game, Germany might get the win. I'm a little sketched out, especially how they played last game, even though they did get the victory. They shifted from minus 600 up to minus 667. And I'm thinking it's guaranteed to hit the over. They're going to come out scoring left and right. But Macedonia, with 15 goals, I think they could put some goals on the board too. So It's a little sketchy. They've been held goalless in their last 3 home games. So it's a bit sketchy for Macedonia. It's really up in the air game. I'm thinking they'll get at least 1 or 2 sneaky goals past Germany. And even though Germany probably will win, we're going to stay away from winners. Our only lock for this game is Germany and North Macedonia to push the over 3.5 goals, which was sitting at plus 110. Let's see if that has shifted now. Still at plus 110. I'm going to still send that. Let's go. Let's get it. Huge day in sports. This Monday, about to be crispy. And you know you wake up, you see that dew on the grass, you already know. Football. It's football soon. Whether it's tonight, tomorrow, it don't matter. And that's the show. I can't believe Branks went 11-1-1. That's absolutely insane. So, oh shit. We're actually going to go over the DFS that we had yesterday. Now the players, Jameis Winston, lock at 7,000. Ended up throwing for 4 tutties. We had the over 1.5 for passing touchdowns. Hit it in the first half. Straight Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Send it. Plus 140. Shifted from plus 130. I couldn't believe it. So, our other lock for the quarterback, Tom Brady, you know, we don't got to talk about it. 5 touchdowns. That's something light for him versus Miami. But running back, Damien Harris, I think he had like 15. What was he? Where's my lineup? Oh, this ain't the one. But Damien Harris only had 15 points because he rushed for like, I think 60 yards, ended up having a touchdown. Fumbled at the goal line. Could have had 2 touchdowns. Would have pushed us even more crazy into the money. But ended up hitting on Yahoo, Daily Fantasy, and FanDuel back-to-back weeks in the money. Ever since week 2 going crazy. So the locks, the sleepers, and Kadarius Toney, 5,300. You know what you're going to get out of Toney now. He's going to go drop 100 plus on you. Catch 9 passes, and then he's going to get out there swinging. That boy threw a punch at, DeMonte KZ. That's hectic. Divisional matchup. You know it's finna get spicy out there in Dallas, but you know what you're about to get out of him. Go drop. That's just crazy. And with Dalvin Cook getting ruled out yesterday, we threw in Madison into a lineup. Bruh, 189 yards receiving for Toney. Ridiculous. 10 catches. I thought for sure Deontay Johnson, we had him, over 6.5 receptions, caught 2 passes. One of them was a 50-yard tutty. I thought as soon as I seen that, because I got the notification because he's in my Yahoo fantasy lineup, as soon as I seen the 50-yard pass for a touchdown, I'm like, let's go. We about to eat today. Ends up catching 1 more for 22 yards. The whole game. Come on. And Devontae Smith, decent first half, ended up turning up like crazy in the second half. Only if he got a touchdown, right? It would have pushed it crazy into the money. Tight ends, continue to just fuck us over. Mike Gesicki, 4,200. Straight cheeks. Only 4 catches, 43 yards. Marvin Jones, we didn't have him out there. This was like a free entry, so I just kind of like did it quick. But Marvin Jones, 1 catch, 25 yards. Almost got me doing turtle. Got me doing the crazy shit. That's absolutely insane. 3.5 fantasy points. Shout out the kid, huh? But going crazy. Shout out the latest hitters. Red Sox. Them boys up there. Buffalo. High stakes takes hitters going crazy. We're going to drop. Be on the lookout. Stay tuned. Because tomorrow, dropping another episode with all my waiver pickups, all the top guys to grab. And on top of that, more World Cup qualifiers. And you know what gets underway? Shout out the Bees, the Boston Bruins. Aren't on tomorrow, but hockey back in the mix tomorrow. First game getting us started on opening night. We got, where they at though? Where they at though? Oh, I typed that fucked up. I didn't. I ripped it. I ripped it like that. 7:30. Penguins versus Tampa Bay Lightning. Getting the little dangles through the legs, backhand, top chad, whatever you want to call it. 7:30. I cannot wait. Even though I'm going to take Tampa Bay. They're at home. They're defending the Stanley Cup. They won that bitch last year. That shit's going to be lit. Penguins missing Crosby. I think it's guaranteed Tampa Bay Lightning going to win that opening game. And if we look at the odds, now the Lightning, and it's going to hit the over. For sure. That Tampa Bay lineup, absolutely ridiculous. What the fuck? There we go. A little parlay early. Early lock for Tuesday. Lightning minus 180 and over 6 to push a plus 190 odds parlay. That's early. Say you ain't hear it here first. Stop playing. So, oh, you can't see. Yo, this place be fucking up. Dead ass. So, you should be able to take them minus 1.5 and the over. You see the opposite in soccer. It forces you to take, which I'll take them money line all day. Them covering 1.5, it's a little sketchy. But in soccer, you could only take the handicap bet and the over now. You can't parlay it with the money line. Bruh. You gotta be fucking kidding me. But early odds tomorrow, plus 190 parlay. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Maybe we'll have some Stanley Cup winners. Avalanche plus 550. They got some dogs out there. Landon Skog. Them boys be chopping it up. Bruins plus 1,200. Always going to be in the mix. Especially retaining Taylor Hall. Let's go. But hockey, I don't know. That shit gets sketchy. Especially injuries at any time. That's one of the, if not the most, like, hard-nosed, fucking grinded out sport. Them boys out there on skates. They be throwing mitts. After, if someone touches the goalie, it's almost like they allow them. Just, fuck each other up for a little bit. Word, hands in the face, stick in the face. I'm grabbing your fucking helmet, all that shit. Bro, they allow that shit. And that's one of the dopest things about hockey. And especially, if you look into hockey, the dopest thing is the relationship the refs have with the players. Like, they're so real. And they just keep it a buck, and they'll just, like, actually, like not like it doesn't happen in the NFL, but the type of relationship, like, they'll take ownership right away, this, that. Like, if they get in the way, certain shit, they'll go up. Like, I just seen in the preseason, go up, say, yeah, that was my fault, this, that. Like, yeah, you might see it sometimes in the NFL, but most of them people, they'll just wait, be so convinced. And then when they go over their Monday, Tuesday meeting, looking over all the bullshit, be like, oh, that one wrong, that one wrong, that one wrong, oh, and that one wrong. Like, I don't understand how the NFL could still be fucking up so much after all this time. I think you should be able to, there's some pass interference that's alright, word. And I even seen a pass interference yesterday, probably at the end of the game. Oh yeah, their feet got tangled, bruh. No possibility. Absolutely no chance. Pass interference, they didn't call it. Don't want to ruin a game like that, like we have seen before, on a missed call. But it's one of them fine lines. But the relationship hockey refs have with the players is pretty dope. So, on that note, That's the episode. Stay tuned for the show tomorrow. Going crazy. I was 4-0 in my fantasy league. Guess what the fuck happened? Damn. First loss of the season. That's so crazy. But shout out Rob. That boy, he got the job done. I'm down about 80 points with Lamar Jackson to go. It's over. OVA. So, on that note, we said this next show dropping soon. That was about an hour ago. But actually, let's see what the lineups are for Cameroon. Going on the road versus Mozambique. Now, like we said in the last one, if they don't show it on the apps, let's go to the Twitter. So, Cameroon lineups. Oh, the latest from 2019. See? Maybe if we go. See, that's the latest. That can't be the latest one. That's so crazy. So they haven't dropped their lineup yet. Fucking games in, 48 minutes? Come on. So, on that note, they ain't dropped the lineup yet. Maybe it's somewhere else. Cameroon lineup. Oh, did they drop it? Nah, no. See that? Fuck. Damn, I was trying to give it to y'all. But, another thing. All Mooney __ on Instagram. We'll show you all the latest hitters. If we go through the story quick, we'll post some of the locks. Probably the same ones we post on Twitter. We even give you some live shit too. Turn this up quick.
So, this morning, Jets fucked us over. Didn't cover the +3 on the lock. But Ivory Sportsbook was fucking up this morning. Good thing, because I would have took them, ended up taking them at halftime, +16.5. Easily covered that. Starting the day with 2 hitters to go along with Belgium. Versus Italy. Took the over 2.5 in that one. It was live. Couldn't bet it when it first started at 9 o'clock because our Sportsbook fucking trash. Straight box holder. And a couple little locks for you today. We taking Cleveland to cover 2.5. And we're taking Green Bay money line -150 on the road versus the Bengals. Let's go. All the locks on a pod. Check it out. Back again, and that's love.
That ass. That's all it is. Y'all know it. And then we go fucking 0-3. I don't even know why I added the over on that Canada game. Didn't drop it on the fucking podcast. Did hear Pats. The fucking paddy wagon's blowing it. But then let's get it. Brank's picks went. See? Always gotta show love to the dogs, right? Right? Always. Takes 0 cents to show love. So on that note, we out of here. That's High Stakes Hicks. Back again on this holiday Monday.